Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Movies podcast. I'm your host, Gabe Litvak, and today I am here with a very special guest, my friend Patrick. How you doing, Patrick?
Ice, lamb, Chris,
Yeah,
so many snacks,
yeah,
so
dude, you're gonna give my audience a lot of headaches, man.
That's just me in general. How are we all doing today? Thank you, Gabe, for having me on.
Yeah, of course. Today we're gonna be talking about The Possessor, and this is a movie I saw a couple months ago. And I was going to do a review about it, but I thought, no, this movie's too interesting to just do a review about. This film had a very weird impact on me for a lot of different reasons. And my friend Patrick saw it too, and we have a lot of fucking things to talk about. So let's get started. What do you want to start with, man?
I don't think there's anything with this movie that we can really particularly start with. I think it's more or less just talking about, like, maybe the premise of the movie, because that will be the most interesting thing for people going in, especially because, like, there are different iterations of this sort of plot that have happened, like the recent film Freaky, or like Freaky Friday, in regards to, like, almost body swapping, but this is like more or less brain implant, implants to, like, put your body into theirs, or your consciousness and soul, more or less. So, like, probably somewhere around there would be good to start.
Yeah, also I can talk about how I felt about it. I mean, I haven't really given my thoughts on this movie at all.
Well, as we're speaking, my video for it, the Possessor
That's true.
Uncut version is currently premiering on my channel.
How about we start with both of us saying our general thoughts about it? We'll each get like 30 seconds to talk about what we thought, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. Did you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. Possessor was a very interesting movie. I really like the acting. I love the cinematography. The cinematography is actually some of my favorite this year. Also, I just love psychological horror, so this is a movie that I was really excited to see, especially with the reviews going on about it and the rave it was getting, especially at film festivals. So I was really excited, and I left the theater actually really enjoying myself. I don't think the movie is great. I think it does have some problems. I don't think the movie develops its concept further. What's the word I'm looking for? The movie doesn't develop its concept enough. I think it takes the very short route. It kind of just happens. There's not really a lot of meat to it, and that's one of the problems I have with the movie, as well as the characters. I didn't give a fuck about any of the characters, and it made the movie less investing for me. Therefore, it's a pretty fun movie. I'd probably give it like a B plus, especially with, there are a lot of things I love about it. But it is not a perfect movie, and it is not great.
Okay. I personally found the movie to be a little disappointing. We both saw the uncut version. I thought that the acting and the technical aspects behind it, whether it's the lighting, cinematography, sound design, the musical score and everything, the editing, is all top-notch stuff. It's all brilliant. This movie cannot be faulted, in my opinion, on a technical level. But the problems I have with this movie more or less evolve around the characterization, with us not really giving a shit about anyone. Also, the fact that the movie has no likable characters, so you can't connect with them, whether it's on a development base or even just personal. There's also the fact that the story, while having an interesting concept, doesn't really have much there to keep you overall invested with that interesting concept, because it doesn't progress, it doesn't develop or go any further than just the bare minimum it has from, like, the first 5 minutes of the film to the end. The way that we get any development whatsoever is mainly to the plot, through exposition scenes of which are never even mentioned again to further develop that concept, which it was a little disappointing to me, but at the same time, I can still give this movie a positive review. Like, if you've seen my review for the movie by now on my channel, it's a B I gave it. But I don't know, I was disappointed from the story, the characters, and just overall like that. I also think that from the uncut version, the movie's way too violent for the sake of it and having shock value, therefore I wasn't particularly scared or uncomfortable by it. I'm just like, this is just unnecessarily over the top and gross.
Yeah, and one of the problems I have with it is, and this is, I guess, a spoiler. I mean, not really, but there are way too many fucking sex scenes. way too many. Like, to the point where it felt like a 50 Shades of Grey movie more than a psychological horror.
Love me like you do. Love me like you do.
I guess, like, one of the things about it is that I guess it's trying to go for like this very uncomfortable sexual vibe to it that I just don't think really works because first off, there's no meaning behind any of those scenes. And second off, it just doesn't fucking develop the movie in any way possible. Literally nothing.
It's like that really weird VR scene that's in the movie.
Yeah, I mean, like, in all of those scenes, cinematography is great, sound design is great, soundtrack, score, great stuff, but why? Why?
Oh yeah, and the sex scenes, that cinematography is beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty great, man. You pretty much see everything.
It's the best porno I've watched since I was 10.
Yeah, man. Seriously, it's like it's like one of those. Has your room ever been like across from your parents?
When I used to live in my old house before we moved into the house we're currently in, my bedroom used to be right next to my mum's.
Okay.
Dead set right next to my mum's bedroom.
Okay, so you might have heard things, but for me,
No.
my parents.
I've never heard things.
Oh, that's good.
My mum, on the other hand, heard things.
Oh, great. Childhood memories, man. This is great.
Yeah.
So my mom was always across the way, but I'd like stay up. Like there would be times where I couldn't sleep, but I'd sit up and I just watch like this really weird porno just happening on my mom's TV, and I was so far away from it that I could barely tell what it was.
It's
But
like
then
that
I was
episode
like,
at South Park called The Fellowship of the Ring, where they're trying to return the one tape, but what it is the porno backdoor
yeah, dude, I remember
line.
that episode. That's one
I
of
watched
those.
it the other day. It's easily one of my favorite episodes ever.
Dude, that's one of the first episodes of South Park I ever watched.
Nah, the first episode of South Park I watched was when Eric killed Scott Tenorman's parents and made them into chili stew.
Yo, that's fucked. That was a
Yeah.
fucked up episode. All right,
It was a good episode.
back,
Anyway,
back on track.
but the sex scenes in this movie, they're good. They're entertaining enough. There's too many of them, but I can say that it is better than 50 Shades.
Oh yeah,
There's
for
more
sure.
happening, and they're better
there's
filmed.
more-
I honestly think that Brandon Cronenberg could be a porn director.
There's there's more to those scenes. There is a lot more, at least feeling to it than
Wait, 50
50
Shades or
Shades.
Possessor?
No, Possessor. Come on, man.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I didn't
No,
feel anything.
there's much more. There's also something that I really do like about Possessor is that it has a
Sex
very
scenes?
yes, of course, and it has a very unique style to it that I was not expecting. I actually really enjoyed the direction this movie was going, especially like with the way it was shot and just the score. It really built it up super well for me.
Yeah.
But again, that is a very technical aspect of the film. Style, visuals, perfect, completely. Like I have no flaws with that.
Mm-hmm.
But
sorry.
no, go ahead.
One thing I was about to point out as well is that in regards to you mentioning style, that's very interesting because I noticed that depending on location, scene, characters, and the relationship to other characters, something I noticed was that each scene had its own more or less style of filming in filmography, because the scenes with Andrea Roseborough's character and her son and her husband, the camera was more or less off-putting in regards to its framing on purpose, but also more stationary because it's like a estranged family. But when she's doing like the jobs that she's meant to with the brain implantation technology and like transfers her body into Christopher Abbott's character's body, it's more like the camera's framed better, the lighting's different, the way the camera even moves is more fluent because it's what she loves, it's what she's doing, it's her job, rather than the estranged family dynamic that she does have. But besides that, the movie has little to no development of the character besides like more or less technical storytelling, which a lot of people are not going to pick up on, making it a little bit more estranged and confusing for the overall viewers who may not love film as much as we do.
Yeah, going back to style, something that I noticed is that this movie does not like to use rule of thirds. It is
It hates it.
very off-putting, and I think it was for a reason.
Yes.
And the way it's shot, again, it was so weird and different that I actually didn't mind that. Usually when a movie breaks those rules, it kind of puts me in a state where I'm like, what the fuck is happening? I don't understand why. But for this, it actually deemed necessary. This movie felt like a bad dream to me.
That's what Brandon Cronenberg did with his last movie, Antiviral, as well. I think for his films, he really does hate the entire concept of rule of thirds to like off-put the audience.
Yeah, for sure, and I think that's actually a pro to this movie. It made me more unsettled,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is weird. It's weird how camera movement plays a part in that, but it worked. It worked very well. It worked at great length, and
Also, if you guys have never seen Antiviral, I highly recommend you guys check that movie out. It is brilliant. It's very disturbing.
I haven't seen it, so I will check it out.
Yeah, it's a movie that not a lot of people will love or understand, but it is a really good movie, and it features Caleb Landry Jones, who played the brother character in Get Out, the guy who gets hit in the head with the crochet ball.
Oh, I love Get
It
Out.
also features Nicholas Campbell, Malcolm McDowell, Sarah Gaydon, and what is it, Douglas Smith from The Bye Bye Man.
You had me up to the point where you said the Bye Bye Man, Patrick. I fucking hate that movie with a
I watched it
passion.
last night.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
No,
But
it's not.
I know it's not. But oh man, I want to talk about a standout scene for me.
Okay.
I guess one of the standout scenes was the beginning. I thought the introduction was incredible. I thought
Hmm.
everything building up to it was amazing. Everything was perfect. That was like the one part of the movie where I was just like, oh, you know what? No, this is probably going to be amazing. And
Yeah.
but sadly, it does go down a little bit. But I think I think something that the movie does right is it does keep that level of intensity throughout the entire thing, which I do appreciate. This movie does feel very coherent and it's very very well edited, and I think again everything on a technical level here is really good, and I do really like the concept they're playing with. I think it's original. That's not really something I can say about a lot of movies these days. With this, they had a really good idea. I just think they dropped the ball a little bit on the story.
Yeah, the story doesn't seem as fleshed out as it could be. Like, I think that's on purpose to like keep that mystery there. Like as we were discussing before we even started
Yeah.
recording. But at the same time, there's a difference of being mysterious enough to invest the audience to want more, to being too mysterious where there is basically nothing there to keep the audience invested, and rather do the complete opposite effect of drawing you out and taking you out of the experience that the movie is trying to create with its atmosphere, its tension, and just everything with the claustrophobic feel this movie does more or less have. Because I will admit, this movie does a good job of feeling quite claustrophobic in very open environments, whether it's a house or an apartment or the big party with Sean Bean's character that is there and everything. Like, it does have that very claustrophobic feel, but that I think is due to the sound design, the mixing, the score, and also the way that Brendan Cronenberg decides to frame every single shot.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I think something I will say is that I think Possessor is going to be a movie that many people will talk about for years, which is good. I think something that this movie does really well with its story, even though I think it still does drop the ball a little bit, is I do think it does present a very compelling idea that people will think about for a while. And I think this movie will get a lot of talk, and it has been getting a lot of talk. So I hope that discussion continues, because maybe in the future I will find a love for this movie that I didn't have before. But until then, I'm sticking with a B plus.
Yeah, and I'm the exact same. Like, in regards to that, there are many movies out there which it took me years to love it. Blade Runner is one of them. Arrival, I did not like on my first two viewings, and then I absolutely adore that movie now. Even my favorite movie of all time, which is Gabe's as well, The Shawshank Redemption, took me years to actually appreciate that movie. I saw it for the first time when I was around about 7 or 8 years old, and then there was just something that kept having me drawn to it, just like Blade Runner and all that. And I have this appreciation for The Shawshank Redemption now and understand it on such a level that I find new things about it and love new things about it every single rewatch, and that it's now my favorite movie of all time. The Shining is another movie that I didn't love when I first watched it, and now it's one of my favorite movies of all time. There are so many movies out there that I have gained such a wide appreciation for. Even movies that I did love on first viewing, I love even more than I initially did, because I have just been drawn to watch it over and over and over again. Like, what is it? What was that movie? The Killing of a Sacred Deer was a movie I did not love on first viewing, and I think Gabe can agree with me as well. That is one of the best movies of the last decade.
I haven't seen that movie, Pat.
Wait, you haven't seen it? I thought you did. I thought when
No.
we talked about The Favorite that you saw The Killing of a Sacred Deer.
No, I have never seen that movie.
Oh, dude, you gotta watch The Killing of a Sacred Deer.
I will. I've heard a lot of great things about it. My old film teacher loved that movie. Like my old film teacher, like in middle school, when
Yeah,
that movie came out. He told me that it was amazing. I never got the chance to
it's
see it.
it's my favorite performance from Colin Farrell
Oh, Colin Farrell. Dude, I gotta watch that shit then.
and Nicole Kidman.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's directed by Yorgos Lanthimos, who did
Oh,
The
awesome.
Favorite.
Oh, sweet. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, I agree with Patrick. There's a lot of movies that I've seen that I didn't like at first. Actually, one of them, only because it scared the fucking shit out of me back then, was Alien. I fucking hated that
Bible Man.
movie. I fucking hated that movie the first time I saw it because it
Wait, The
scared.
Bible Man.
No. Alien. Alien. The only reason why I hated Alien is because it scared me half to death. The more I started watching it every year, and I just grew such an appreciation for it. Now that it's like one of my favorite movies of all time. I fucking love Alien. Just everything about it. I think it's one of the only perfect films out there, including the Shawshank Redemption. Shawshank Redemption is one of them.
And 12 Angry Men.
And 12 Angry Men. Fucking brilliant movie. And the film adaptation of To Kill a Mockingbird is one of my favorites as well.
That's an
Very good
interesting
movie.
one because I did an assessment in school in English for To Kill a Mockingbird where we had to watch the movie but also read the book and do like a comparison on the two, say which one was better and also do the comparisons of what's different, what's new, and what's taken out to basically say which one's the better one, the better adaptation or the better, like is the book better, is the movie better, and what works the best for each one. Does it work having things taken out for the movie? And does it work having new things implemented? What's the difference between adaptation and more or less just what the original was? You can say the same thing for Harry Potter and all those sort of stuff that even most of Stephen King's adaptations like It, The Shawshank Redemption, Gerald's Game, which I rewatched the other day, which is a brilliant fucking movie. Like, the amount of people that I talked to at school who hated the movie of To Kill a Mockingbird is absolutely insane to me.
Yeah, maybe. Uh, they would be to me too. Honestly, I love that film, and something interesting is that one of me and Patrick's first like just moments of really getting to know each other. We had both seen Glass, and he actually didn't really like it that much. He thought it was mediocre. I thought it was mediocre too on my first viewing, but then I saw it again and I loved it. So I went to Patrick and I told him to go see it again, and he said he would give it a second chance. Saw it again, really liked it the second time, and yeah, dude, his opinion changed, and I think
It went from a C plus to an A minus.
really,
Yeah,
wow, that
I've had that with many movies.
that's awesome because that movie left an impact on me at first that I just didn't really like, but then I rewatched it and I was like, I do like that a lot, especially
Well,
with the
granted,
concept they're playing with.
granted, we've both had the same thing in the opposite effect where we really loved a movie and then really hated it afterwards after rewatches. Like, for instance, when I saw Justice League in 2017, I gave that
Yeah,
movie a B.
yeah, yeah,
And then I rewatch it now and I'm like, wow,
yeah.
this is awful.
Yeah.
Like, wow, this is bad.
I think that more had to do with like the effect of what the theatrical version of BVS did to me. Cuz I saw that movie, I was like, wow, there are so many fucking things missing from that movie. I just can't think. And
But
then
that's the thing. Like, one of the best comparisons of that, sorry to cut you off, I've
no,
ever
you're fine.
seen in regards to like theatrical to, director's cut or whatever, is like I watched the other day because I'm gonna be watching the BVS Ultimate Cut soon, which you've been literally pestering me to watch.
Yeah.
I watched Jeremy Johns' review of the BVS Ultimate Cut. And he said, and I agree with him, that this happens for many movies. Alien, for example, the director's cut is better, but the theatrical cut is also great. Lord of the Rings, the extended cuts are better because it has more stuff in there and fleshes it out even further than it already is, but the theatrical cut is still great. But that's the thing, there are certain movies out there that I do love their theatrical cuts, but I actually love their like assembly or director or producer's cuts even further. Lord of the Rings is one of them. The Hobbit is one of them. The what is it? Alien 3 is a perfect example of a movie that is terrible with its theatrical cut, but that extra 30 to 45 minutes thrown in there for the assembly cut like changes the movie entirely.
Yeah. That's true. Director's cuts are so can be so different, which is awesome. And that's the thing with BVS, and I'll get into that in a sec. But I want to finish my statement. The theatrical version of BVS fucked me up so much that when I saw Justice League, I was like, "Wow, an enjoyable movie. I'll take it." And kind of never thought about it ever again. But then when I watched BVS Ultimate Cut, I was like, "Wow, they removed literally almost the most no, they literally removed the most important parts of Snyder's vision." And
Yeah.
it pissed me off because the movie is great with that 30 minutes. It's fantastic. The movie flows. It's coherent. It works. Every story beat punches. It's good. Even Doomsday, the part that I hated the most about the theatrical cut, worked to some extent, which was so weird to me because I never thought. But when I thought about it as a film and as a story, I was like, okay, this is where he was trying to go for. This is what he was trying to go for.
What,
So
you
that
don't think that Tourette syndrome Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor is the worst part?
no, I actually like him now. Like his, no, I don't like. Look. I think
Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne in the same room. What a show!
yeah, he kind of reminds me of Mickey Mouse a little bit. I'll be honest.
What is Mickey Mouse?
Oh, hello everybody. Hello Bruce. Hello Clark. Yeah, but I just like I even like Jesse Eisenberg's performance looking at the Ultimate Cut because he's behind the scenes. You can see that he's the mastermind. He's the one controlling everyone and manipulating everyone. And I love that. I think the best superhero villains are always the ones that are in the background. You don't really see them a lot. They're kind of just there just to piss people off, which is great. I think that brings a lot more psychology to his character, as well as they bring in motivation that I didn't even know fucking existed. But it's
Yep.
there. And I like that a
Yeah.
lot. And Snyder's vision was shown in that cut, and you can really see how much he cares. Even with the Justice League setup, you see how subtle it is in those first two acts, and then it implements itself into the story in a good way in that third act, and I like it. I do. There are still some unnecessary scenes, but I'll get into that later. I can't gush enough about it. I think director's
Especially 'cause I
cut.
still haven't seen it.
Yeah, well, also, I just think directors know what they're doing. And that's why when a studio gets in the way, I think that really blocks the vision of what the director wanted to put out there, which is really sad. And, in some cases, I can actually see that with Possessor, too, with that and the unrated version. The unrated version is the version they wanted to show initially, but they couldn't. But now that we've both seen it, we can say that even if we don't love it that much, at least that vision is out there. With Snyder, he got fucked over first. At least with this vision, it was able to come out to a certain extent at the beginning of its release, which is great. I really like that, and I applaud the studio for letting that happen.
That's exactly right. And that's the thing I appreciate about Possessor, and I appreciate about the studio, Neon, for putting that uncut version out in theaters for us to see as well. There's a theatrical version that you can go to theaters to see, but there's also that uncut version for those who do want to see the full vision.
Yeah, which is awesome, and that's the beautiful thing about film is that even when a studio interferes, there is always still a way you can get your original vision out there, which again, which is why I'm so happy that Zack Snyder is finally being able to release the Snyder cut of Justice League. I think
That's
that's
exactly
awesome.
right.
I'm so excited for it because I'm not just excited to watch it. I'm excited for him. I am. I'm really excited for him because I know what he's doing. And I really appreciate his love for these characters. And even if it's not good, which I fucking pray to dear God it is, I just, I just, I can see where he's coming from, and I can appreciate his passion for it. He fucking advocated for that film for years, even after he got totally screwed over by Warner Brothers, which is insane
Yeah.
to me.
Like that's a thing that's interesting to me though. It's not just with films that happens. There are sometimes things that people love about like a demo or an alpha or like a preview of like a video game. And there's a particular aspect that people really, really love, but is completely removed from the end product.
Yeah,
And there's with those things, it's either DLC content or it's never actually added back in. And one thing, because I'm a massive Resident Evil fan, but there was a character in like the demos or like the preview stuff of Resident Evil 4 that was released before that game was released in 2004 of a villain or a character called Hookman, as people came to call him. Never to be seen again in the final product of that game, yet people gushed over that character. And with Capcom and M2 doing a remake of Resident Evil 4 now, I hope they get the same treatment, and I hope Hookman is somehow thrown back in there to make the game its own, but also to give a full vision as to that character that was initially meant to be in the game.
yeah. Vision is important, which is why as a filmmaker, I want to be able to be an independent filmmaker. I'm not really sure if a studio is really going to cut it for me. Even if I do end up working with a studio in the future, the most important part to me is that either
Independence.
is independence is either me really getting my own vision out there or successfully putting out the visions of others, because I don't just want to put out my own visions. I want to be able to take a person's vision and be like, hey, I will help you out and I will put it out there for you because I know that this is important to you, therefore it's important to me. That's why I think cast and crew is such an important thing nowadays, and why studios and studio executives are probably the least important.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Which is, it's like when I look back at film history, studios have done a lot of great things. I mean, they have. But I think something that's happening nowadays in the film business is that studios are getting very greedy, and they're kind of forgetting what it means to make a movie. It's not about the money, even though, yes, a part of it definitely is. A part of making a movie is showing people that there's so many things to learn from this process, and there's so many things to learn from a specific film. Hell, you could fucking teach an entire generation about one of the most tragic events in history with a movie, in a single fucking movie, a 2-hour movie. You can do that, and it would change the world. I can give you so many examples of movies that have changed the way people think.
Well, look at Chernobyl as like a TV show that did that.
Yeah, and if you look at movies like Gone with the Wind, or Schindler's List, or movies like
Schindler's List,
even Shawshank Redemption, it really exposed that greedy corporation side of prisons and everything like that.
It's not just movies that do that. It's also TV shows like
Oh, of
Chernobyl.
course.
Even Orange is the New Black fucking did that as
hell,
well, in the
it's-
same vein as Shawshank.
Hell, it's media in general. Even fucking music videos can do that. Music videos. 3-minute videos. That is insane, and it is impactful, and it is important. There is so many things you can learn from a film, and that is something that I remind myself of every day. Even a fucking horror movie could have a good message.
Well, what is there one of what is it? Wolf Creek, Beware of Strangers in the Middle of Nowhere. Fucking what is it? Texas Chainsaw Massacre also did the same thing. Beware of the strange house and everything. You don't know who's fucking in there.
Yeah, I mean, also like movies like psychological thrillers like The Shining have themes about how we
Beware of
overwork
hotels in
ourselves.
general.
Yeah, or how we overwork ourselves, or how we drive ourselves mad. That's no one else's fault but ours. It's crazy. There are so many things. There are so many examples I can give of so many different movies that have this theme. Even fucking Lord of the Rings has a theme of friendship and destiny and finding your place in the world, which is so incredible, especially with a movie like that. It's
Star Wars did the same thing,
yeah.
and one thing I will defend the sequels for is The Last Jedi's choice in regards to having Rey be a nobody, and something I've tried to get across to people for so fucking long. Them complaining that Rey was a nobody is absolute bullshit, in my opinion, because what would you rather? This forced subplot in regards to her being like a Skywalker, or her being a Palpatine as it came to be, or her being a Kenobi, or another Solo, or whatever. Would you rather that, or her be a nobody, a character who is just force sensitive and it has nowhere to be, and has been looking for something that isn't there for years upon years of her life, to find out she is a nobody and then has to find her place and spot in the galaxy?
Yeah, I mean, I love The Last Jedi for that reason solely. I think, I think that that movie is able to. It's also stupid because people complain that she's overpowered. If she's overpowered, and like, it doesn't make any sense to me. It just doesn't, because
In Rise of Skywalker, she is definitely OP. But
oh
in The
yeah,
Last Jedi, and, then
she
saying
has
she's overpowered in
flaws.
the Force
She has
Ghost,
flaws. She's not perfect.
her flaw is the fact of trying to find something that isn't there for her in the first place.
She's
Her trying to be loved and accepted by everyone, which makes her a compelling character because she has
she's
to figure out her place and how to be her own.
yeah, she's trying to find a meaning in all of this, and
That is her flaw. And not only that, people always be like, Kylo Ren is a trained Jedi, well, Sith or Force user. How is she able to beat him with the Starkiller base sequence in, The Force Awakens? I'm like, you do realize that we have witnessed Chewie's bowcaster send people fucking flying when shot.
yeah, it's
He
stupid.
took it to the gut. He is wounded. He's also just killed his own fucking father.
Yeah,
Therefore, he is also torn between the light and the dark side and is conflicted emotionally. Not only that, he is trained, he's self-sufficient. Rey is someone who's only just coming into her abilities and has no control. That's also another thing, because being uncontrolled in regards to your abilities is more dangerous than someone who is able to control it, because you don't know the extent of what you can fucking do. And need I mention as well, Rey literally had a fucking wooden staff on Jakku.
yeah, I agree.
And people being like, but a lightsaber and a staff isn't the same thing, it wouldn't be the same training. I call fucking bullshit.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing.
Considering there are multiple moments within Star Wars where you see Padawans and everything, whether it's in the comics, whether it's in TV shows or other movies, where you see them training without lightsabers because of combat. And they are similar to fucking staffs.
Yeah, and it's like they write it off because they just want an excuse to hate a movie. I mean, it's okay if they genuinely dislike it, but you can't just bash that. Okay, that's another thing I fucking hate about some movies. Some people just can't respect each other's opinions. It's a
Me with the
fucking
butterfly effect in my entire comment section with that video.
it's a movie. It's a goddamn movie. It's a piece of art. It's something you watch. It's not a fact. It's a
It's not a
fucking
religion.
opinion. It's not a religion. You go at a movie with you either go at a movie with a bias, or I don't know. I don't even know what I was trying to say.
An open mindset.
Yeah, either you know what? No, scratch that. You always go into a movie with an open mindset, and whether you like it or not, that's up for you to decide. Also, I'm sorry, I was stuttering a lot. I'm tired. It's like fucking 1:18 a.m. in the morning here. But
Oh, is it really?
yeah, I'm trying my best, man. I'm
Yeah,
getting
it's
through this shit.
6:18 p.m. on fucking Sunday.
I'm getting through this shit as the best I can. So if I started throughout this podcast at all, that's why. But anyway, I always go into a movie with an open mind, whether I like it or not. That's up for me to decide. If someone else doesn't agree with me, that is fine. I will respect their opinion. I will talk about it with them. Because you know what? People can have fucking different opinions and be civil.
I like hearing this gay rant.
Yeah, but
I like this side of you.
over these past few years, there have been times where I am just afraid to talk about a movie. Because I'm afraid I'm going to be fucked in the ass because of it. Which is sad.
Well, that's how I felt when I did my review for fucking Cuties.
Yeah.
Like, the amount of people out there who are so fucking opinionated and would be like, if you watch this movie in general, you're a fucking pedophile is just disgusting.
Yeah, it's
And
stupid.
like, I wanted to give an honest opinion as someone who knew basically nothing about that bloody movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a surprising amount of actual, support from that review. But the fact that I was afraid to do a review for it in the first place is saying something in 2020.
Yeah, and look, that movie is disgusting. It's fucking disgusting. But you can't judge a movie until you've seen it.
And that's what I did. And there are so many movies out there where I've been like, I don't want to fucking watch this. But I've always given them a chance. And gone in with an open mindset because I don't want to be biased because the way that I look at it, I myself one day want to be a filmmaker. How would I feel if people went into my movies with such a bias and my movie did poorly because of it? It's the same way I feel about the whole Amber Heard situation with upcoming Aquaman 2. Like, for God's sake, don't boycott a movie because someone's in it. Don't boycott a movie in general. Just fucking watch it and make your own opinion and separate the creator from the person they are. Like, it's an art form, and that's just not fair on the entire team that's working on the film.
Yeah, so many hundreds to thousands of people work on that product and pour in their hardest work and just fill their love with it. That sounded very fucking wrong. But the point is, people work on it because they care. Because they care about the product. They care about what they're making. That's what movies are about. And to see a film being boycotted because of one person is so fucking pathetic. Come on, guys. Like, come on.
People now boycotting, Fantastic Beasts 3 because Mads Mikkelsen is now Grindelwald. Are you actually fucking kidding me?
Yeah, like
that's just that. In my opinion, that's absolutely fucking pathetic.
Yeah, but like the thing is, right? Like, I'm upset that Johnny Depp was fired, and I'm upset I'm upset that Amber Heard wasn't fired. But the thing is, first off, I love Mads. How do you pronounce his name?
Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads Mikkelsen. I love him. He's a great actor. That's the first thing. Second thing is, it's stupid because again, I'm gonna say this one more fucking time. Hundreds to thousands of people work on it. Hundreds of thousands. And the other thing is, it's not the cast or crew's decision. It's the fucking studio's decision. So if you're gonna argue with someone, argue with the studio, not with the people who are making the bloody film.
Not the people actually making the movie, because after the movie goes into production, the studio has very limited say on what actually happens and goes.
Yeah.
Besides maybe the interference in regards to the end product and what is in and what gets taken out of the film when they do those test screeners.
Yeah. Which, I don't know, man. Like, people should just go to studios if they want to complain. It's not the filmmaker's fault. It's really not. It's the person.
But even then, I don't even think they should go to studios, because I think that's still a little pathetic, because the studio has to do their job and everything. That's especially true. In regards to ratings and earning their money back in regards to the box office, so they have to make these hard decisions. I feel bad for some filmmakers like Zack Snyder and everything, but the studio always has a fucking reason behind it. No matter how frustrating it might be for the filmmakers, us as the audience, because we want to see the full vision, you can't always get that. And that's the thing about film.
That's true. I mean, with Zack Snyder's case, I think it's a little different, but we can.
In Zack Snyder's case, it is very different, especially with the sad passing of his daughter.
Oh yeah, and also with the fact that they cut out 30 minutes of the most important things. They couldn't have cut out, like, I don't know, some of the Justice League stuff that just didn't need to be in the movie. I don't
in general.
Yeah. There are definitely different situations. But the thing is, like, just don't boycott a movie because of one person. Like, unless, and look, this is unless that person is known for doing something horrible and the studio hires them anyway. Like, let's give a good example. Kevin Spacey, pedophile, right? If they were to hire him again and make him star in a show, and it would have been, and it's the director's decision to put him in that show, I would boycott the show. Because, first off, he's a pedophile who shouldn't be in a fucking TV show anyway. And second off, this is already after we know he's a fucking pedophile. So why would I watch it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's different.
Whereas, that's also a little different than someone being contractually obligated to be in a series of films like Amber Heard is.
Yes.
Or as Johnny Depp was. And the thing is, Johnny Depp technically wasn't even fired. He was just requested to leave because of the whole debacle with the Amber Heard situation. And I can guarantee you, sooner rather than later, because Aquaman is still around about 6-7 months out of production yet, that they are going to ask her to leave production as well before production goes ahead, and they are going to do a recast.
I do hope so. But
because the way that I look at it, I would not have given a shit if Johnny Depp and Amber Heard stayed in their roles. I wouldn't have given a flying fuck.
Yeah.
But because one of them has been requested to leave by the same studio, by the way, as both films, I think it is fair that the other one gets requested to leave production and also drop their contract as well.
Especially after what Johnny Depp said in his statement, which was totally fair. And I think, therefore, there would be no bias, which is great. I think that is great. And if the studio is doing that, well, then good for them. Like, that's good. Like, that just means that they're doing it because they just don't want any controversy. Jesus fucking Christ. Controversy. Dude, I'm losing my shit right now.
Controversy.
Controversy. Holy shit, I said it! Oh my god! Controversy.
This is a proud day for all Jewish people.
Yeah, dude, I'm so... My god. But... yeah, you know, if they do that, good for them. If they don't, fuck Warner Brothers for not doing that. I'm still gonna watch their movies, though, because, again, lots of people put in a lot of effort.
So much effort.
It's just crazy
and
that
the
people
same thing goes for
boycott.
Aquaman 2. I do think that Amber Heard should be removed from production or requested to leave, as Johnny Depp was for Fantastic Beasts. But if she stays in it, then fucking so be it. I'm still going to go see it because, one, hundreds upon thousands of people work on these movies.
Yeah.
And that's not just the directors, the writers, the screenwriters, the fucking cinematographers or anything. There are tons of people behind the scenes who do more stuff.
Yeah.
The thing is that why boycott a movie over one person when there are hundreds upon thousands that work and it's not even their fault, it's the studios.
For sure.
And not only that, I'm a massive fan of Jason Momoa. I'm a massive fucking fan of James Wan. Holy shit, I love his movies. And I'm gonna go see it. I'm gonna go fucking see it. You guys can go suck my dick if you think that I'm a stan because of that. You can all suck my dick, I don't care. Suck my fucking cock. Because I'm still gonna go fucking see it, whether Amber Heard is in it or not. I'm not gonna boycott the movie for it, but if you think I'm a stan, and if you think I am siding with Amber Heard because of it, I'm fucking not. I'm not siding with anyone, because quite honestly, it's the fucking internet. I don't give a flying fuck.
Yeah.
Because we're not a part of this. We're not in the jury. We're not on the court case. We don't have all the evidence actually provided to us because of little things that are thrown out on the internet and the news because of the court case. We don't get everything. Stop having a bias or anything thrown out there for when we don't actually have all the facts or the information there. Seriously, the internet is so fucked these days with all these things that seriously, all of you, if you think I'm siding with Amber Heard or I'm being a stan because of it and think I'm siding with either one of them, seriously, suck my left fucking nut, suck my right nut, and then suck my big fat fucking schlong.
I agree with you.
Because I don't care.
Even though I'm on Johnny Depp's side right now, you're right. Not every amount of information has been released yet, and therefore I can't.
Nor will it ever, because it's a disclosure thing under the law of defamation.
Yeah, and you know what? Still, man, I feel like there will probably be more evidence released.
And some idiot's going to get in trouble for it because that's actually defying the defamatory law.
Yeah, for sure. But again, I think, yes, there's a lot of information that we don't know about. But at the same time, I have my opinion. You have your opinion. We all have our opinions. Let's just be fucking civil about it, please.
It's the same thing with the Gina Carano shit with the Mandalorian. Fuck off. I don't care.
Oh, and the Ezra Miller thing with Justice League.
Oh, the Ezra Miller thing, assaulting the guy in the fucking store. Look, I don't give two shits about him. I actually don't even think he's that talented of an actor. I like him as Credence quite a bit, but I don't like him as Flash. But the same thing is that he made a dumb fucking mistake. He's admitted that. And you know what? He's going to get in trouble. But at the same time, don't fucking boycott something because someone who made a dumb decision and did a dumb fucking thing and an idiotic thing, don't boycott it because he's in it.
Yeah, and seriously.
If that's the case, what's the point of fucking boycotting Fantastic Beasts because Mads Mikkelsen's in it? Because Ezra Miller's still in it. What's the point?
Yeah, it's stupid. And like, and again, some of these people who don't do terrible, terrible things, you know, they're human. They do shit like this. Sometimes we all fuck up.
It's like the whole thing with, what is it, Kevin Hart?
Yeah.
And, what is his name? James Gunn with all those Twitter things. I'm like, really? This is years ago.
And
what
like,
the fuck?
This person probably learned his lesson. And like, the thing is, that's the same thing. I'm gonna go into that with Ezra Miller. I'm gonna be like, okay, you fucked up. That was really bullshit what you did. But I'm gonna take a look on the optimistic side and be like, hey man, you have a chance to prove yourself as a human being again. So I'm gonna give you that chance right now, and you're gonna prove it to me. And if you don't, fuck you. If you do,
and I'm not gonna lie,
I don't care.
Like, the stuff that I've seen of Ezra Miller on red carpets as well, I think that might have just been him having a bad day. Again, I'm not going to completely comment, but he does actually seem like a nice guy with a good heart with the way he acts towards his cast members and the people who are fans of him.
Yeah, for sure. And like, again, we're all human. We all fuck up. Some of us fuck up big time, and then there's no forgiving that, but that's different. Again, it's like...
Literally nobody in Hollywood is fucking perfect.
Yeah, it's true. And like... I don't know. Should we switch conversations before it gets even more heated?
Well, I mean, this isn't going on my channel, so I don't care.
All right. Well, I actually kind of want to talk about Mank a little bit.
Oh, Mank, man. Mank.
That's
fun to say.
Mank. I fucking Mank. Yeah, Batman saying Mank. Mank.
I'm Mank.
Yeah, just shows up in the wrong movie.
I'm Batman.
Yeah.
This is Mank.
Oh fuck. Yeah. Dude, we said that at the same time. Dude, holy fuck! I might need to go back at that, but we said fuck at the same time. That was perfect.
It's like when what is it? It's like if Batman turned up during The Witcher, and it's like all of a sudden him and Geralt of Rivia fucking side off on each other, and they both at the same time just go, "Fuck."
Yeah, it's great. I mean, God, let's get sidetracked again for a little bit. Batman jokes are the best. I was watching this clip the other day, and
Batman, if you actually see him running away.
Yeah, what was it? It was Game Grumps. But they made a joke about you know, Bruce Wayne and Morgan Freeman's character at the table at a dinner party, and Morgan Freeman's like, "Hey Batman, could you pass the mustard, please?" And like Bruce Wayne is like fucking eyes wide open, like doesn't know what to do. He's like the only one who has the mustard like right fucking in front of him. And then everyone looks at
my mustard.
Yeah.
Take her out.
Yeah. And then everyone looks away for a second, and then Bruce Wayne grapples and then just leaves, and they never see him again. Like, oh god, Batman jokes are the fucking best. Anyway,
And then it's just Michael Caine and Batman, and well, if he asks for like the fucking salt, hey Bruce Wayne,
yeah.
will you please pass
Also,
the salt?
Could you?
Otherwise, I will tell them who Batman really is.
Yeah.
Also, my name is Michael Caine, and I was in Tenet, got a big paycheck for being in the movie for a matter of 5 fucking minutes.
Yeah.
God fucking damn it, I was in Jaws the Revenge. I may not have seen it, but I have seen the house it bought. And just guess what? A ruby the size of a tangerine.
And like, I don't know, like Batman. I think I just lost my train of thought. Holy fuck.
Eggsy, you fucking prick.
Yeah. Oh, okay. This is what I was going to talk about. In The Dark Knight Rises. Look, I love that movie. I know you don't, but
That's what they call my penis.
nice. But
The Dark Knight Rises.
I'm sorry. Whenever I watch The Dark Knight Rises... Oh, shit!
Did you really just get that?
Yeah, I just got it, man. That's good stuff.
Oh, what was that? Excuse me?
I was trying to do like a wacko impression from Animaniacs.
You just went possessed.
I could use a sandwich right about now. Like fucking you can't understand anything Bane is saying in that movie. Like it's just constantly like Batman. It's like, what the fuck did he just say?
Hang on, let me grab this glass.
I mean, I got a coffee mug here, but that won't work as well. Kind of shit, I don't know. But anyway, Mank. I think Mank is God. I think Mank is a masterpiece, man. Like I fucking
goddamn
love Mank.
Gary.
Dude, oh god, Mank is so good. Gary Oldman delivers like one of my favorite performances in the past 5 years. I loved it.
Can he please get another Academy Award for it?
Yeah, can he please
Second
just get
time in 3 years?
Just he's best actor already. Just fucking give it to him. But seriously,
Give it him.
I love Citizen Kane, and to see this story being brought to life literally made me kind of tear up, because this is such an important story when it comes to studios. I actually should have brought up Mank when we were talking about studio intervention. But Mank is a perfect example of what happens when that happens. And it fucking sucks. And it's stressful. And that movie, at times, is so tense in the way the story is told that I felt like I was about to scratch my own fucking eyes out.
Honestly, that sounds like a good Saturday night.
Yeah, it was actually kind of frustrating watching that movie, but I loved every second of it. Because everything built off each other so well. And like, I want to get into this. The movie is told like everything that is being seen on screen is a memory coming directly from Mank. The way the movie is shot. The way Gary Oldman is literally in every fucking scene of the movie. It tells us that. You can see the specific details on his face, the expressions he's making. And you know why they probably did that is because this is all a memory. This is everything that coming from his perspective, which I fucking love when movies do that. Another great example is Joker. That movie does it to such perfection, and so does Mank. Maybe even better than Joker did, which is incredible. I can't not talk about it, man. It's just so good. Those are some of the best movies ever made.
I also just realized in my held for review comments on YouTube, I have a guy who told me to go fuck myself, you stupid piece of shit.
Oh, nice. I was such a fucking diversion from what we were talking about before, but I mean, it works.
No, I'm just mentioning the fact that I was scrolling through my held for review comments, and it says here, you're a piece of shit, go fuck yourself.
Oh.
Huh.
Are we
punch.
Are we this tired?
I'm not. I've got plenty of energy. I woke up at like 2 p.m. today.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I kind of want to, for like the end of this podcast, man, like I just kind of want to, practice some impressions. You know what I mean? Just like get like a vocal warm up.
Oh, yes, my precious Windows, shut up, but, we're doing this stuff with the precious.
Oh my
God. He doesn't care about us.
This is gonna be the longest fucking podcast title I've ever written in my entire life. Because we talk about
precious.
so much.
Yes! We survived because of me. We survived because of me.
Welcome to Tatooine, Padawan.
Oh god, that hurt.
not. There is no try.
Oink zoink Scoob. I think we got another mystery on our hands. Oh man.
Easily, Scoop. Like, we gotta run away from the monsters, right? We gotta go get the weed. Right, ready? Let's go.
Okay, did you ever notice about the fucking live action Scooby Doo movie? They were totally smoking weed in the mystery.
I think Matthew
Mystery
Lillard
Machine.
had the smoke weed coming off his Scream alone.
Oh yeah, man. He was smoking weed.
I think Matthew
half
Lillard
of
was
that
smoking
time.
weed while doing Scream.
Oh fuck yeah, dude! I think he was doing fucking weed every time he made a movie.
He was doing fucking ketamine.
Yeah, probably. He's probably doing meth. I probably shouldn't do that
Xanax.
addiction. Yeah, maybe cocaine. I mean, cocaine would actually make a lot of sense, especially with Shaggy.
No, it would make sense with him as fucking Stu from Scream. Oh my god, the cocaine. Just the way he acts the entire time, just so jittery, but also just, man, I'm bleeding out here, man. Have you ever noticed that when he says that stuff near the ending of the movie, he kind of sounds like Bill Paxton from Aliens?
Yeah, I'm kind of expecting him to like fucking like blood to just start coming out of his nose a little bit, like he just had a fucking dude. The guy who plays Shaggy in the live action Scooby Doo movies, he's definitely he was a druggie, which is fine. It honestly just made his performance that much better because Jesus Christ, I love him as Shaggy, even though I fucking hate those movies.
Oh yeah, they're terrible, but he is easily the best iteration of Shaggy I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, seriously.
He's also the only guy who will ever be able to play a live action Shaggy, in my opinion. Like,
Oh yeah,
no,
seriously.
No one else. No one else. Please. No one else. Never.
Never. No.
Again.
Speaking of live action, well, somewhat. The Tom and Jerry movie that's coming out, it's taking a Roger Rabbit route, which I like. I like what they're doing there. That fucking trailer was actually really well edited too, surprisingly.
I also love that song that they play at the beginning.
Yeah, seriously.
You can count on me like 1, 2, 3. I'll be there.
It's good. It's really good, and I think they're getting the slapstick so right, and the animation actually looks fucking incredible. Like I'm actually surprised on how
Good
it
old
looks.
Looney Tunes back in action, Space Jam / Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, it looks great, and I really hope they succeed because Tom and Jerry's my childhood.
Yeah. Tom and Jerry's everyone's childhood.
Yeah, at least I hope. People who didn't have Tom and Jerry in their childhood, comment below so I can hunt you down. Thank you.
And me too.
Oh shit.
Eyes, lungs, pancreas, stomach, solid.
You cut out so fucking much there, but it's fine because your
I'm sorry.
Your Venom impression kind of sucks. But
I know.
It's fine. It doesn't matter, right? I mean, your
So
Gollum,
does that Venom movie anyway.
your Gollum impression is awesome though. So
You want to hear another good impression that I can do?
sure, go ahead.
Hi, kid. It's Elmo. What's the law of the day?
What the fuck was that, Elmo?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Hi, kid. It's up. It's all day. It's what? What's the law of the street?
Jesus.
Na 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 na. It's Elmo's world. Yay!
Fuck. It's kind of scary, man.
You wouldn't expect me to be able to do an Elmo.
Fuck.
Oh, I can one-up it.
Hi, kid. My name is Mr. Hanky, and Christmas is
Oh,
right
dude.
around the corner.
I can do Mr. Hanky.
Howdy ho, children. My name's Mr. Hanky the Christmas Pooh.
How are you? Sorry.
Huh?
You still there?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, great. I thought you.
What? We're gonna save Christmas.
Fucking oh, I love.
Hanky the Christmas Pooh.
He loves me. I love you. It's a fucking great song. Man.
Sometimes he's nice, sometimes he's corny. He's a Christmas Pooh.
I'm kind of obsessed with doing Mickey and Donald. I mean, not Donald. Goofy. Like Gorsh. Gorsh Mickey. Or
Oh,
Hello, Goofy. How you doing today?
you know two impressions that are very similar though?
what?
Watto from The Phantom Menace
Mm-hmm.
and Gimli from The Lord of the Rings.
I've never really drawn lines between those characters.
You ready?
Yeah. Let's hear it.
Already! I'm on 17! What? I want only pointy here and Alf outscoring me! And then you've got Watto who's like, oh yes, muy bien, we got that today.
What the fuck's you lad you are? I don't know. Sorry. Dude, I'm so fucking tired, dude. I
I don't know what that was meant to be.
I drank like 3 cups of apple juice to keep me awake. So,
Oh man, that's some hard shit. You're gonna need hard time for that. That's
I
illegal.
know. I'm gonna be fucked by the end of this recording. Absolutely fucked. But hey, man.
I mean, if you lived in Australia, you'd really be fucked. Like,
Yeah.
all the way we drink.
Yeah, like 18 years old is the
18 years old and partying for like fucking 18 hours straight, going through like 3 cartons.
Sounds great to me, man, if I'm being totally honest.
And if you need to throw up, just throw up because it makes room for more.
Great, more alcohol poisoning. That's what I need in my life right now.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Fucking alcohol poisoning is the best, even though I've never experienced it.
It's not fun.
Good to know.
It's pretty terrible.
Great.
But is that all we have time for today? Because I've got to get ready for my Lego Harry Potter stream for the finale of Years 1 to 4.
Yeah, I think we really covered basically fucking everything we were planning to talk about.
And more, pretty much.
And more. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that podcast episode. I sure as hell did. We went from movies to more movies to movies to voice impressions to talking about childhood.
Political shit.
Yeah. To talking about studios, talking about... The only thing we didn't talk about was sports.
Fuck sport.
Yeah, fuck sports.